So, for those of you who've been wondering, yes, Cindy and I still do have our beloved Jeep JK Wrangler Moby, and no, you haven't seen much of him lately, and mainly because we haven't been able to drive him. For those of you who don't know, Moby does have a Dynatrac ProRock 80 rear axle, and for those of you who own one, you know that they are notorious for having an ARB locker that leaks air, and to the point where you leave it long enough, it no longer works at all. Being that we have a lot of projects going on all the time, we just decided to have a local shop work on it for us. Big mistake. And by the time we got them back in our hands, not only were things not fixed, they were actually worse. And we soon developed a sound in the rear end that I knew was nothing but trouble. Now, what you're about to see next is a collaborative effort that we did with our good friends over at Disciple Off-Road, the shop we should have taken Moby to from the get-go. And in it, you'll get to see what they found, what they needed to do to fix him, and get him ready for the trail again.
Hey guys, Jeremy from Disciple Off-Road, and today we're going to start working on Moby. He is a 2007 JKU, but he's been around for 18 years and has seen some serious trail abuse, from the West Coast to the East Coast. So with all that heavy wheeling over the years, he has developed some issues as far as an unknown clunking in the rear end. We don't know what that is yet, and his rear ARB locker has been leaking some air off and on and not, of course, allowing the locker to work. Today, we're gonna start diving into that and hopefully get Moby up and running again so we can hit some trails. So one thing we did notice right away is that the bolt in this upper control arm was halfway hanging out and it was basically broken side. This was definitely not helping things. It could be contributing to the pop, which sounds like the other side, but this is allowing for more axle wrap under load. So that could be causing or contributing to the popping sound. So from here, we're gonna start pulling things apart and start fixing what we find and keep going. Completely broken half or fell apart, so we will be rebuilding this Johnny joint.
Basically what it did over time is it oblonged our hole inside our tab, so we got a thicker weldable washer to put on the outside. So we centered our hole again, then we're going to weld this bad boy on and give her a little bit of paint job and put the arms back in.
So you can see this ring gear just got destroyed. And kind of based on what I was feeling and what I'm suspecting, you can almost see on the ring gear how the indentation is like super high on this tooth, almost like right here where it broke. So when it got put back together with the improper backlash, that pinion was just riding on top of all these teeth, and that's why I just ripped them all off. That would definitely do it. And you throw a V8 into the mix, it's just gonna destroy these things. So of course we came into this just planning on fixing the air locker with the seal housing. Now we are gonna have to replace a whole new ring and pinion set, but of course, as we come to find out that this ProRock 80 being built around 2012, this locker is now discontinued from ARB along with the seal housing. So we can't get replacement parts for those. After some figuring things out, we do have a brand new air locker and a brand new set of Spicer gears. So let's go ahead and get those opened up and start tearing this diff apart. This ring gear is massive for this ProRock 80. that is opinion. We made new carrier setup bearings for the A/B locker to make shimming much easier, and installed a new dual sump baffle from Dynatrac.
The ring gear tolerance is a little tight on this, so we're gonna have to heat it up a little bit so we can drop it onto the carrier.
Before installing any new parts, we made sure to clean out the housing and remove all debris from the broken ring gear.
We found all the goodies.
After some shimming, we established a good pattern and we're ready for final assembly. So we're gonna start assembling the new carrier with the new carrier bearings, but before we do that, we also have to assemble our new seal housing. So this is what usually causes leaks if you have a leak or failure in your A/B air locker. The seals inside are actually square, if you can kind of see that. And when installing these, there are 2 of them. And if you're not careful when installing them, you push them in or roll them, you can see, you can twist them like that. And then once that happens, you're not gonna get a good seal. So you wanna make sure they stay nice and square when putting them inside the seal housing. And as you can see here, there's already one in, or they just sit these 2 little grooves inside, and that's what's gonna hold or trap the air in between them with the air line coming in. As you can see, that little hole right there is where the air comes in and gets trapped between these 2 seals. So any one of these seals fail, the air is gonna escape, then your locker is not gonna work. So be very careful when installing these, and you'll also see when we install this on the carrier itself that you don't force it and roll one of the seals. A little bit of lubrication here to help it slide on. It is a very tight fit. Spot wants to grab. There you go. All right, so we got the carrier in, and you can now see how the seal housing sits underneath the bearing and how the copper line comes right up here to the bulkhead on the housing. So we just fed it in for right now, and so we kind of mocked it up where the line's gonna be. It's gonna sit nice and close. We're gonna pull this out a little bit. We haven't marked. We're gonna cut this, and then it's gonna get pushed back into the bulkhead just a little bit there with the new seal on it, and then with the new fitting on top.
Tire time. Bada boom. The final pieces.
Moby lives. Man, it's so good to be able to drive him again. And as far as that problem goes, I got this whole thing started. You hear that? Neither do I. And assuming that these air seals hold up, Moby will be ready to take on the trails and better than before. In fact, right after we picked him up, we took him up to Shaver Lake and put him to the test. And this is something that you'll get to see on our next video. I hope you enjoyed this collaboration we did with Disciple Off-Road, and I should note, they're the ones who did all the filming and editing of what you just saw, and in a way that we thought was awesome. And we hope you enjoyed it too. Of course, if you're looking for a shop in the Central California area that really knows their stuff, and or you're willing to drive out to them, they are definitely the guys that I would highly recommend. Also, if you're not already a member, we would love for you to join us on our online community at wayalife.com. Until next time, keep the shiny side up, all four on the floor, and with any luck, we'll see you on the trail.